Hello everyone, greetings to all the souls wandering the galaxy. I am Zombie, and this is the channel Galacticostic. I hope everyone's doing well. Now, previously on this channel, I have done videos talking about established pieces of media. However, today I'm going to be talking about a piece I did for my writing class. Now, my writing assignment was to write a story that only contained 100 words, including the title. Now, originally, the title had been Ghostly Garden, but in my class, part of the assignment was to make suggestions to people. And a classmate suggested I call the story Beautiful Grace, which I loved. So, this is the story Beautiful Grace. Gliding through the greenhouse, he headed towards the white roses, or rather, what was soon to be the white roses. Silently, he watched as she tended to the soil. She dug small holes into the dirt, not paying any mind to the stains it would leave on her pale pink dress. He floated behind a tree. She fetched the seeds and laid them to bed. She filled her pail and began to water the soon-to-be buds. He admired her grace. "No need to hide, you know," she smiled. "I'm not afraid of beautiful ghosts." Now I'm going to design their characters, as you can see in the background. So for their character design, since the story was so short, I wanted to establish a bit of their personalities, or just like the energy they have. Now in the preliminary sketch, I had worried that I made the boy, which is on the left, look too young. I think I fixed this in the end, because I wanted them to look like relatively the same age, even though she does look more mature. So when I was drawing them, I wanted to give her an air of gracefulness, but also sort of not stuck up. Like, she's graceful, however, she is not particularly like straight cut and like perfect, I suppose. So although she does hold herself with proper posture and she would walk gracefully, her dress, like I said in the story, does have stains on it, and she doesn't pay particular mind to how her hair is sticking out in some parts of her braid. I also wanted her facial expression to show that she knew he was there the whole time, but wasn't outwardly expressing that. Now, as for him, I wanted to get across that he was pretty, because she states in the story that he is beautiful. I struggled with this at first because a lot of people view beauty differently, so I settled on kind of just like an average pretty boy kind of look. So I gave him like big shiny eyes, and since he didn't make himself known to her at first, I wanted to get across that he was sort of shy, hence how I did like the sleeves and his facial expression not being particularly confident, I suppose. So yeah, that's how I decided what their characters would look like. Her color palette was actually fairly simple. I knew what it looked like the whole time I was writing, and I like pictured it perfectly. The nice darker skin with like the very, very dark eyes and the dark hair, with contrasting with like the pale pink of the dress, and I just thought that she would look very pretty like that. As for him, I did not know what his hair color was going to be for the longest time. That was what I struggled with, as well as his hair in general. His hair was just kind of a nightmare, but in the end I am satisfied with how it turned out. It does look a bit like a younger version of Ponyo's dad from the movie Ponyo, but I think it still works wonderfully. So yeah, those are my cute little characters. I don't have names for either, so feel free to suggest any. Since this story was so short, I didn't fully flesh out the characters. I just wanted to get across their general attitudes, I suppose, and how they would be perceived at a first glance. I don't know if it's very noticeable, but there were a few moments in this speed paint where I paused. You'll notice some big pauses because I was distracted by my brother watching Descendants. Yeah. So when I was working on them, I wanted them to also give off this air of like Victorian era. I did not have like a particular uh, fashion era in mind, but I did want them to look sort of Victorian because I personally just love Victorian and Lolita fashion. So when I'm drawing like original characters, that is usually the aesthetic I go for. I just think it looks very pretty, and it also matches the sense of elegance I wanted to give the characters. Now, I also was debating what kind of backstory they would have. Since I was only limited to 100 words, I didn't have much time to flesh out the characters fully, like I said previously. So for her, I was wondering if she would be like a gardener for the manor she lives at, or if she would be more of the lady of the manor. I wasn't sure what kind of level of class I suppose I wanted to give her. As for him, I think I wanted to give him more of like an aristocratic feel. I think I displayed this a bit in his outfit. However, I'm not sure if it came across quite like I wanted. But either way, I think it's fine because I did struggle with what kind of life he lived before he would have died. I also decided to throw in his ghost form because I thought that would add more to how she saw him. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll join me next time and follow me on my socials at Galactic Glow Stick. Have a wonderful evening or day or night or whatever.